Good afternoon and welcome to Forest Glen Park here in Huntington, Indiana. I am Ryan Lockhart, joined by the local celebrity Logan Hunt. How's it going, Logan?
It's going great, Ryan. Thanks for the heads up there. Local celebrity, I'm not sure I'd go quite that far. Just a veteran here at Huntington University, and we're gonna have a good one here between Mount Vernon Nazarene and your Bethel College Pilots here in the third game of the day. Have the first pitch coming out here in just a couple minutes between these two as we see the roads that they both have traveled to get here.
Yeah, Bethel had a big win over Spring Arbor, 8-2 there as you see. Huntington pulling out the W against Mount Vernon, 6-5. I believe you called that game, Logan. How'd that go?
Yeah, I was a part of the broadcast here, and the Foresters really had to have a come-from-behind victory against Mount Vernon. They jumped out to a quick lead after the first inning. It was 3-1. That first pitch was at noon, and it felt like both the teams were really warming up, and a couple errors made on both sides, and then Mount Vernon started to battle back towards the end, and it went until the bottom of the eighth. The Foresters finally pulled ahead for good, got themselves a couple runs, went up 6-5, and then put away Mount Vernon Nazarene, and what was a signature come-from-behind win for Coach Frame and company.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's seen a lot of those wins in his 33 years, and up here we'll have Bethel against Mount Vernon.
Yeah, up to bat is going to be Austin Brannick, the senior infielder from Marion, Indiana. Had a really good game against Spring Arbor last outing where Bethel really just routed the Cougars and ended up eliminating Spring Arbor from competition. And it was just a couple years ago Spring Arbor found themselves in the finals. The Crossroads League Tournament really eliminated the Foresters here at Forest Glen Park. You see Brannick starting out strong, popping one out to center field, and about how he started last time. Got a nice hit. Can't be mad about that one. Got the full barrel on the bat there.
Routine fly out for Mosier out there in center field, Logan. We'll see Bryce Ulrich on the mound for Mount Vernon. See if he can slow down these Bethel bats a little bit as we see the pitch come in.
Yeah, it's going to be Brandon Diss up to bat for the Pilots, the freshman from Bishop Luers High School out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, so rather local prospect here for the Pilots. Lefty stepping in, and yeah, Mount Vernon and Bethel both playing for their lives now, trying to continue on here in the bottom half of the bracket. You see Diss going to sneak that one through the gap out to left field. It's going to be good for a single.
Yeah, and good job to find that gap that you mentioned, Logan. Just good job of hitting there. Hopefully we can see Bethel put some little bit more air under these bats and maybe lift one out of Forest Glen Park here.
Yeah, the Pilots, like I said, against Spring Arbor, really lit it up and have come alive here at Forest Glen Park. This is their third game here so far after they lost on Saturday to Huntington, where the Foresters got the best of the Pilots 11-1. As we see this one popped far out right field, right at the warning track. That'll be caught. That was Heath Brookshire popping one all the way out there, and there was that air you asked for, Ryan. And there was a big hit there, and Mount Vernon able to get underneath it for the second out. So runner on first, 2 outs. Up to bat, you have Mike Wather, another freshman for the Pilots. Looking to start this inning out strong for Bethel. Already had a couple decent hits, and so far doing well.
We see a little ground out there to second, and that'll close out the inning. It'll be 0-0 still, and we'll be back here from Forest Glen Park.
When a family has to make one of the biggest decisions of their lives, they need more than a realtor.
I need a house.
They need an extraordinary team of experts working day in and day out to provide service and knowledge to get the job done right. Anything short of intensity, passion, and drive is unacceptable. Introducing the Ness Brothers, an unstoppable force of realtors here to turn the biggest decision of your life into a walk in the park.
4, 3, 2, 1. Bring up music.
Hello and welcome to FDN News. I'm Kelsey Cruz.
Hi everyone and welcome down to Forest Glen Park. I'm Logan Hunt.
Hello, it's Hannah here on Forester Radio 105.5 FM, WQHU. That was just Brother with Need to Breathe, and up next we have Hillsong with Touch the Sky.
Once the floodwaters go down for
this program, I felt like really prepared me well for what it would be like to be in the news industry.
From yesterday to today, the water has certainly risen and spread.
You become a one-man band by the time you graduate, which that's something that people are looking for. People who can shoot, write, and edit all their own stuff.
I was definitely blessed enough to come in and I started calling games right away as a play-by-play announcer.
Longley tipped, down and in, and the Forester has taken the second set. Mateo with a nice cutback, she'll take the hit, left foot, that's in! Takes the 3, that's good!
Through FDN Sports, it's really going to feel like a professional setting. I'm looking to really just take it to the next level, really just upgrade this FDN Sports and let people know that, FDN Sports is here to stay. We're here to battle with everyone.
With radio, students definitely thrive here just because we are hands-on right away. I have a little weekend weather update for you here. Friday, it looks like it's going to be absolutely beautiful, a high of 72. I think radio and podcasting is a great...
Hello and welcome back to Forest Glen Park. Ryan Lockhart with Logan Hunt on the call. Still have a 0-0 score here between Bethel and Mount Vernon. Up to bat for Mount Vernon, we have number 2, Nick Mosier.
Mosier looking to put a bunt down the left base line and pop that one up. Mount Vernon looking to go with the small ball effect there. Pitching for Bethel is going to be the sophomore Josh King, right-handed pitcher out of Hartford City, Indiana. Went to Eastbrook High School, local product of Brooke Saylor on the women's basketball team here at Huntington University. Also went to Eastbrook.
See the pitch come in. That'll be an 0-2 count.
That was a great placement there, just right down the middle. Mosier wasn't looking for it at all. Pulled back the bat.
We'll see a ball hit high out into left field, and that'll get just outside into foul territory. Good contact off the bat there, Logan.
Yeah, it was good contact. Mosier in there battling, obviously 0-2 count. And with that new wall that they have installed here at Forest Glen Park, no padding on it or anything, it's kind of dangerous going out there for some of these players. And got to think it's just something new here to the park.
Man, are those renovations nice that they made.
Oh, yeah, these renovations are, top of the line right here. And arguably makes Forest Glen Park one of the nicest parks in the Crossroads League. Obviously, with all the new broadcasting things that we have here with our new center field cameras and everything like that. I have to thank our DMA department, our IT department here at Huntington University. Really done a fantastic job hooking us up. And also just the way that this whole place is taken care of by Coach Frame and company. Those guys are always at work here on the field, making sure they keep it nice and really just do a really nice job, preserving what they have here.
Yeah, it's a great looking field as we see a 1-2 count here. The next pitch is coming in.
Another little check swing there from Mosier, just going to barrel the bat on it. So going to be 1-2, and Mosier's still battling there for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Leadoff guy doing his job.
Mosier not batting too bad on the year at 272, Logan. So, not overly bad. Get some good contact on the ball.
And this foul going to go over the press box, back the other way, and already making Josh King really work for his possible first out here. That's something you like to see as well if you're Mount Vernon, from the young guy, the freshman, up to bat.
We'll see another ball there as looks like catcher there was hoping to see maybe a count from the out or the third baseman, but no call there as we'll get another pitch to come in. And that'll be a strikeout sent down Mosier. Really great placement there on that pitch, Logan.
Yeah, it really was good placement. You saw King the past two pitches really went outside with him. This time came inside and caught Mosier trying to protect that 2 count and couldn't quite do it, but that's all right. Up to bat for him now. You have Seth Kermode, really good hitter in himself. Or excuse me, Jaime Montiero.
First pitch in there is a strike. Montiero's a senior, so he's seen this tournament a time or two in his time for the Cougars, as we see a chipper out to shortstop, and that'll be an out.
Now it's Austin Brannick, the shortstop, making the plays. Been in that position a couple years now for the Pilots and has a lanky frame, but really can make you pay there. At shortstop, one of the most sure-handed guys there in the Crossroads League. Again, this has to be a little weird for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Played in the noon game, had Huntington come from behind and beat them, and then had to wait around for a couple hours here as Bethel coming fresh off of a win over Spring Arbor. As we see a final out being made there of the inning. Still 0-0 with the Pilots and the Cougars after 1. I'm Logan Hunt, alongside of Ryan Lockhart. We'll be back with more Crossroads League action when we return.
When I set foot on Huntington's campus for the first time, I just knew that this was the place I was supposed to be, and that decision forever changed my life. I was a new Christian at the time, but I grew so much while I was at Huntington. I felt known and I felt valued there, and the education department was just so great. In fact, I found a job before I even graduated, and I believe that's because my classes at Huntington equipped me to do so. I'm fulfilling my goal of serving others through teaching, and because of Huntington's impact on me, I now have that desire to pass on those values to all my students.
In high school, my life felt empty in a way. I was living in a world full of temptations and distractions, and I needed to be transformed, I guess you could say. Here at Huntington, there are many ways that I experienced that transformation. As a film major, I feel encouraged by my friends, upperclassmen, and by my professors. Other students and staff are willing to pass on their knowledge, and that inspires me to do the same towards others. My ultimate goal in life is to become a filmmaker who gives back. I want to give people that energy and passion that I feel after watching a film. I want to go out in the world and give thanks to God for the gifts He has given me, making good art, and be the spark of encouragement that can transform the lives of others.
I play volleyball and softball here at Huntington, and the girls I play with, I can tell that they care about me more than just an athlete. They care about me as a person, and I know the relationships I have with my teammates are friendships, and I'm going to have those for the rest of my life.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park here in action today. We have sunny skies with Logan Hunt. I am Ryan Lockhart. Thank you for joining the broadcast. Up next, we will have number 19 for Bethel, Morgan Erla. He's a senior out of Cass City, Michigan.
I'm going to take a first pitch swing there. Going to miss it, though. First strike coming for him. And, again, this is a guy that Bethel likes to put up there, hitting that 4th spot. So it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a pitcher's duel in this matchup. The late game under the lights once that sun goes down.
Erla fouls another one off there. Does have 2 home runs on the season, Logan, which always have to keep an eye out for those.
Yeah, definitely one of the heavy hitters for Bethel. See Arledge letting that one kind of get away from him. The lefty there. It's still a fun matchup here.
1-2 count at the plate. See another one thrown just outside. Maybe trying to get Erla to chase there a little bit. With a 2-2 count, we'll see another one fouled off. So far today on the mound, though, been a good job for both teams. We both mentioned this multiple times, and even off the air we've talked about it, Logan.
Yeah, both of these teams come in with strong pitching. I said both of them already playing in one game already. And it's nice having the luxury of having multiple pitchers. That's what can get you through the tournament is obviously the pitching. Almost everyone can hit. If it's that defensive style of play, it's going to get you through and stop in games like this where you have, double headers.
Still at a 2-2 count. We'll see another foul ball there from Erla.
Erla, give him credit. In there battling still. On a 2-2 count. Got himself down early. Still in there fighting.
There's a shot to left field. We'll see that one get down. Your shortstop will go back to retrieve it, and that'll be a single for Erla, Logan.
Yeah, like we said, in there battling, and finally it just pays off for him, glad to see him just nip one out there, and that was just pure strength. Didn't get all of the ball, but fell in that sweet spot right behind the third base, and too shallow for left field to get up to it.
Up next for Bethel, we'll see number 7, a junior out of Bern, Indiana, Colin Alfrolder. We'll see a bunt laid down there. And just outside of the second base, we'll have a man safe at first and second.
And a bit of a missed opportunity there for Arledge and Mount Vernon Nazarene. Bunt played right up the middle there. Arledge played it well, went to second base, had him, but just couldn't quite make the throw. And it was Brant Miller just let it get out of his reach there. So now runners on first and second for Bethel, no outs. Top of the second inning, and Bethel, like we mentioned, had 8 runs against Spring Arbor. Bats are still kind of hot. Only about 30 minutes of delay between the start time of this and the end of Spring Arbor game for them. So see another bunt put down. This time Arledge going to third, and again a missed throw. And now the base is loaded, Ryan.
That's not one but 2 big misses there, Logan, as you almost, from Mount Vernon's standpoint, you almost want to just take the easy out at first. I understand the force out at third, but that's potentially 2 outs you could have right now, and now you have the bases loaded with, I think, an even bigger no outs right now.
Yeah.
That's just huge at this moment.
If you're Bethel here, you have to look just to get yourself a hit. Put something out there in the outfield, obviously trying to drive a couple of these runs in. I've played beautifully with the bunts, playing great baseball so far, and right now you want to make it count.
We'll see number 22, Cam Galloway, a senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, up for Bethel right now. Big situation and a big rip right there.
Well, this is a big at-bat for Arledge as well, pitching-wise. He needs a strikeout to really keep Mount Vernon in this. Looking to minimize the damage.
We'll see an 0-2 count here. And a big swinging strikeout there for Arledge.
That's huge there. Got him really looking outside. A couple of those pitches weren't even near the strike zone, but got the over-ambitious Galloway to reach.
That's probably almost a situation where you see the bases loaded, no outs. Coach might be just saying, send one deep, keep the bat hot, and start swinging.
There's a shot out to center. That's going to bring 2 runs in. Play going to be at the plate. Arledge decided not to throw, and there's a 2-run shot for the Pilots.
That's a big 2-run shot early in the second inning, Logan, as we'll see Bethel kind of readjust here, and hopefully they just keep adding to the scoreboard in their favor.
Like you said, Josh Gillum there. We knew he just had to put something in play and went the opposite way with it. It was a great play to bring in those 2 guys. Runners still on first and second. Only 1 out. Look who's up to bat. Austin Brannick, top of the order.
That one a little bit outside. Ball there.
Dangerous territory for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Like I said, really trying to minimize the damage here.
Does look like the infield is in double play depth right now, so won't matter as we'll see a shot out to center field. That'll be caught out there by Mosier, who will throw it over to third to keep that runner at second. That's 2 big outs so far, Logan, but I think the bigger thing is the 2 runs that last shot brought in.
And again, that was Brannick up to bat, and both of his shots have been out there to center field, and he just can't quite get underneath a game of inches there for him. He gets on that ball a little more, and that thing's going to be flying.
We'll see another one high out right behind third base. That'll be caught by your shortstop. 2 runs added in this half of the inning. We'll be back here at Forest Glen Park for more Crossroads League action.
It's just an incredible feeling to know that you are handing these folks the keys to a life-changing house. It's not just a house. It's not just walls and windows. It's a home that they get to bring up their family in, bring up their kids in, and show their kids what it means to get out of poverty and to make a better life for themselves. My name is Casey Colmorgan. I'm the Executive Director at Huntington County Habitat for Humanity. We are a construction company. We are a mortgage company. We are a financial institution. We are advocates for families. We are a budgeting center. And on top of it, we are also a retail store. So we wear a lot of hats as an organization. Our main focus is to serve the community any way we can. And so we want to help families empower themselves and find a better life through the process of homeownership. The need is so great. And that doesn't just mean families who are homeless, but it's also families who are packing multiple families into one house or into one apartment to try to make ends meet. It's families that are living in predatory renting situations where they're spending $800-900 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. And that's just, it's not viable for people. We build one house about a year, and so it may not seem like we need a lot of help, but we need all the help that we can get, and that comes in a couple of different ways. First of all, we always need.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park here. The Bethel Pilots currently lead the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars 2-0. Big last half of the inning there. I think even a bigger scoreboard as we see them up 2-0 right now. We'll see the pitch come in there. That'll be a ball.
Yeah, definitely a big inning there for the Pilots, getting out early. They were able to leave a couple runners on, though, as Arledge took care of business, got a couple pop flies that really helped them there towards the end. And Mount Vernon only be down 2-0, nothing that they can't overcome. Like you mentioned, found themselves down 2 runs early to Huntington earlier in the day, and they were able to come back. Couldn't quite convert, though, towards the end, but still 2 runs is nothing at this point in the game.
See another pitch come in. That'll bring it to a 2-1 count. No outs still in the bottom half of the second inning.
I think something that comes into play as well, Mount Vernon already with 2 errors on the day. Really has helped Bethel with this lead, and as well Josh King up there on the mound, doing well so far for the Pilots. Switching up his pitches, looking at a 3-1 count though, going against Patton, but Patton, one of the premier hitters for Mount Vernon Nazarene, hitting .381, leading the team.
We'll see a check swing, there. That'll bring it to a 3-2 count. Little tongue twister there.
Full count. Down the middle. That's going to squeak through. Base hit for Patton. And first hit of the night for Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Like you mentioned, Logan, Patton's one of those guys that you just expect almost every time he comes up to make contact, even if it's just a little shot like that neither the pitcher nor the shortstop could get to.
Mount Vernon considered the home team in this neutral site setting. There in the bottom of the inning now. Runner on first. This one going to be up high. And King, his release point just over the top, a lot like what you see NFL quarterbacks going over the top of their head, and nothing sideways about that throw.
No, not at all. Second pitch comes in. That'll be a strike to even it up at 1-1. Still no outs. Not sure if we'll see Patton try to steal second at all. You got to think Mount Vernon's just trying to go for an easy base hit here. So we'll see one low and outside, make it a 2-1 count.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Patton go, but you could see maybe a little hit and run action from Mount Vernon. So no outs here in the bottom of the second.
Big swing there. No contact, though. We'll even the count back up at 2-2.
Jesse Stout with the big hack there.
You know, Mount Vernon might want to take a little page out of Bethel's book and try to lay down a couple bunts.
Yeah, that was exactly what the Pilots did and forced Mount Vernon into a couple errors, as you mentioned. Arledge throwing a couple of those balls away and really allowed Bethel to get themselves into scoring position.
Count still at 2-2, no outs. See the pitch get delivered here. And good contact out to center field. And that'll be an out. Caught by number 2, Brownick from Bethel.
And just another quality play there from the senior. Making an over-the-shoulder grab. And that's one of those balls that could just drop into the gap there, but Brownick enough speed to get back to it.
Yeah, and I definitely think if he wouldn't have got out there, that would have been down and a single there for Mount Vernon. Just a heads-up play there.
This one going to be high again from King. Still Patton. Stranded on first so far, 1 out. Gold up to bat for Mount Vernon. A good job here from King. Able to really dictate the pace of the game, taking his time up there on the mound. Doesn't seem to be rushed at all. As we saw, McPherson was a very quick pitcher for Bethel in the last game. You get the ball, take a couple steps, get right back to it. King very methodical.
We'll see a 3-0 count right now. Man on first. There's 1 out currently. We'll see another one taken to make that a 3-1 count. And you got to think from a batter standpoint, you kind of want to work the count a little bit.
Yeah, you know, on a 3-0 count, you can throw anything over the plate, you'll get the call. And right there, Gold looking for the double play now, Pilots are. And they're going to get it. Pilots with a great double play on the grounder to second. And that will do it for the second inning. Pilots on top of the Cougars, 2-0. Third inning coming to you right here from Forest Glen Park when we return.
FDN News is our campus news station, and we are just a news station that shines Christ light on campus and in the Huntington community, whether that be going to a presidential rally or talking about the meal plans on campus. Everything we do for the glory of.
With news, you have such a great opportunity to go out to hear people's stories and tell stories and to be light and to share that light. So my goal for FDN News is first and foremost that students would learn, that they would engage, they would learn a little bit about themselves, about communicating with others, refine their skills, and become expert storytellers for the kingdom of Christ. The benefit to coming to Huntington and being in the Forrester Digital Network is you get hands-on experience. So we have some freshmen coming in that week 1, they are taking a camera out and they are teaming up with an upperclassman and refining their skills. So by the time you graduate, you've got 4 years of hands-on and classroom experience.
FDN is so much.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park here. Score is still 2-0 in Bethel's favor. They will bat in the top half of this inning. First pitch in and taken out to center field, a high fly ball. And under it is Mosier, I think. Little battle between the center field and right field there, Logan.
Yeah, Mosier making the grab, and saw the right fielder come over there and whack him in the head. I'm not even sure how that happened. I think they both were talking about Mosier. Could hear him calling him off, but had to jump back for it a little bit. So, nonetheless, an out, though, for the Cougars. But the Pilots, like I said, just hitting away here. Getting a hold of a lot of these pitches. It's paid dividends for them already, and so far they swing at about anything.
Speaking of that, we'll see another foul ball out to bring it to a 0-1 count. Forest Glen's one of those parks, though, Logan, that if you get one out to left field or right field, you can take it over the wall, as we'll see another strike there taken by number 5, Mike Warther. And there's a big swinging strikeout for Mount Vernon. That's 2 outs now.
Yeah. 2 up, 2 down already. As we see now coming back to bat, gonna be Erla back up. He was the one to kind of get things started for the Pilots earlier in this matchup.
Good job to set on that one there by Erla. There'll be a ball there.
And again, a low pitch all day. It feels like the umpires aren't really favoring anything at the knee. Calling those balls, and 3 straight balls coming from Arledge.
We've also seen King on the other side of the mound there throw some high ones that haven't been called either, so really the top and bottom of the strike zone so far has not been too favorable. As we'll see one come in there, that'll be a strike, bring it up to a 3-1 count, 2 outs. Erla battling a little bit more in the first 2 batters. We'll see one fouled off behind the press box.
That's going to take us to now full count. 2 outs. Mount Vernon looking for a quick top half the inning and not going to get it. Arledge walking Erla. So the Pilots still battling here. Top of the 3rd.
You got to think Mount Vernon's taking it back to last inning where let a couple bunts get down and a couple errors. Got to be thinking, keeping that in the back of your mind a little bit there, Logan.
Yeah, you have to be thinking about that as we see a shot taken through there. Outfielder puts one through the gap out to left. Now we'll advance the runner good for a single. Runners on 1st and 2nd now for the Pilots.
Don't have to worry about the bunt if you're making great contact there. We'll see Kelver come up to the plate. Part of that bunt trio in the last inning. Pitch just outside, that'll be a ball.
Yeah, you see Arledge has some nice pitches there. A nice little breaking ball, just missing his mark for just a couple inches. Usually a very steady pitcher for the Cougars.
Another one low and outside. With 2 men on, you definitely got to think Bryce wants to keep all of these pitches kind of low, hopefully trying to get a ground ball here. We'll see a strike there to bring it to a 2-1 count. 2 outs so far, 2 men on. Inning started off pretty slow, but picked up here for a minute, Logan. We'll see one to the shot between 3rd and short. We'll see Erla come home, cut off, and it won't make it. Erla will be safe.
Outfielder going to 3rd, and runners advancing now to 2nd and 3rd all around. Erla scoring. And like you said, Ryan, not too much action the first half of this inning, and all of a sudden things starting to open up for the Pilots.
Once again, all 3 errors that have been made, Logan, they've all potentially led to scores for Bethel. So once again, another big one there. Thought we were going to see a cutoff there by I believe that was Bryce, your pitcher, but just not getting there.
Looked like it was Aaron Saul coming to make it and just couldn't, and then Aldridge as well lost it in to the back, and all runners move. So runners on second and third. And up to bat, it's Galloway again. Brought in a couple guys already.
First pitch was an inside one, as well as the second. Bring it to a 2-0 count. Last time Galloway was up, he did have a swinging strikeout, Logan, so definitely nice to see him kind of set back and let these pitches come to him.
Now be fouled off to the right side. Nothing working there. Still, 2 outs in this inning. Mount Vernon looking for a strikeout here.
Big swinging strike there to bring it to 2-2. You got to be thinking Mount Vernon wants to get another swinging strikeout from Galloway. Last time he was up, that was with the bases loaded, so that was definitely huge in that situation. See another foul ball there.
But Galloway still fighting in the box. Bethel looking to pile on as many runs as they can early on, really trying to take down Mount Vernon's spirits from the beginning.
Already have 1 run this half inning. Hoping to add to it. Chopper to short, and that'll be out. That'll be your 3 outs with another run scored. It'll be 3-0. We'll bring you the next half inning from Forest Glen Park. This has been the Crossroads League action.
Hi, I'm Max Walker, and to most folks I may look like a mixture between George Clooney and Tom Hanks from Castaway, but in reality I woke up this morning, poured my bowl of Fruit Loops, and went back to the grind, just like you. After you, ma'am. But now I'm here, turning my stingy bachelor pad into a world of paradise. These aren't just your grandma's antiques, these are the antiques you deserve. So go ahead and tear down that old Backstreet Boy poster and throw up one of these bad boys. Thirsty? Come on down to the watering hole and grab yourself a soda. Welcome to Antiqueology, bringing Huntington back.
Being a part of the film department here at Huntington University is amazing. We have brilliant professors who are willing to teach us everything that they've known from being out in the field. First semester last year, I got the opportunity to work on the department film, Gift of Hope, where we had actual professionals in the field today come and work with Huntington students on a film.
Students here at Huntington University have an opportunity to focus on story, and they discover universal themes that matter to everyone, and they're able to integrate their faith into their filmmaking. This is very unique.
Welcome back here to Forest Glen Park. I'm Logan Hunt, alongside joined by Ryan Lockhart. In the bottom of the third inning, Pilots so far taking flight here on the Cougars, up 3-0 early in the contest. 3 errors already from the Cougars, but looking to get back on the right track. Up to bat, you have Kobe Miller. We're going to take a ball in the first pitch here from King. Big swing from Miller. Looking for the trees on that one. I'm just trying to get that one into play. Mount Vernon swinging for the fence.
1-1 count for Miller right now.
This one going to be inside and low from King. Looked like a two-seamer. Had a little too much movement on it, though.
Mentioned it before, the low ones are not being called in pitcher's favor today.
This one fouled off towards the parking lot. Brings the count to 2-2. And once again, Josh King, very methodical up there on the mound, taking his time. Check swing there from Miller, no call. Let's load up the count here. on the leadoff hitter of the inning for Mount Vernon.
3-2 count. You swinging, Logan Hunt?
I'm not in this position. I'm going to watch it. So we see Miller swing, second baseman grabbing it. Routine out there for the Pilots. Kobe Miller was swinging. And one a bad hit there, just kept it on the ground. Pilots making a play defensively, and that's sometimes all you can ask for. Is just to force the defense to make a play, and that's exactly what the Pilots have done so far in this contest.
We'll see up at bat number 24, Drew Ritchie. He's a sophomore out of Ohio.
Ritchie, catcher here for Mount Vernon Nazarene, and really going to be an elite player here in the Crossroads League in a couple of years as well. Has 2 more years of eligibility left, and I really think he's one of the best catchers that you will see in the Crossroads League, and going to have a bright future with the Cougars.
Still only a sophomore, so he definitely has room to grow. We'll see King take his approach. Be a ball to move it to a 2-1 count. 1 out in this half inning. So far, the Mount Vernon Bats have not been there, Logan, as they only have 1 hit this game.
Yeah, and that was from Pat when he got that single that trickled right past King. As we see a foul ball here. But yeah, Mount Vernon just hasn't been able to figure out King yet. Gone through the order here a couple times and just can't quite find it. Pilots so far have had some success, but as we know, things can turn in a hurry here at Forest Glen Park. Only 3-0. Pilots can't feel comfortable out in front. Ritchie just not spotting that one up. Another foul. 2-2 count.
King has done a great job so far, Logan. Kind of changing his pitches, changing the speed of them is a big thing I've noticed. Definitely the location as well to keep all these Mount Vernon batters kind of on their heels.
And this one inside. We'll see another full count. King likes going the distance here with these guys.
39 pitches so far in 3 innings, so definitely not afraid to get that count up, as we'll see a high fly ball.
That will again push foul. So Ritchie in there still fighting away. And we take a look here at also at some other action going on in the Crossroads League. Obviously Bethel and Mount Vernon looking to play each other, playing for their lives. They're going to look to take on the winner of Taylor and Marion. Going to see another easy routine play for the Pilots. And that was Wather making the grab at first, getting Ritchie out. Like I said, the winner of this one looking to take on the winner of Taylor and Marion. On the winner's side of the bracket, it's Huntington and Goshen. They will face off tomorrow at noon, and that will be played at Taylor University. And Goshen's a team that Huntington's going to have to be very aware of and how they've really run through Marion and Taylor to start. Taylor had a comeback bid spoiled by Goshen in the first matchup, went to 10 innings and lost after Goshen really lit them up to start the game. But Taylor had a nice comeback, and then Goshen took down Marion, winning by about 10 runs in that matchup as well. We see a hit here, third baseman going out to Wather, making the reach and gets some. Big play there for the Pilots to end the inning. And a fantastic call from the Pilots, getting out of that one, up 3-0. When we come back, more action here from the Pilots and the Cougars.
So Fusion Media is kind of this idea to bring broadcasting and film production together. Just doing media, but maybe not in the news field or in the radio field as broadcasting was.
With Fusion Media, you're not stuck in this cookie cutter route to become a news anchor or a radio DJ. There's so much more you can do with it.
Fusion Media is a way to take those everyday experiences and bring them to the students now, in the moment.
I would say there's so many opportunities for you guys to make an instant impact. We have HTV, we have live stream, we have Fuse FM. Like, we're ready for you right now.
It's so exciting as a freshman to be able to come in and right away be doing hands-on things like being a part of HTV and the radio station. And for a freshman coming in, that's so exciting to be able to do those things.
It's just really new. It's the newest idea that's been out. So no other school is going to offer a broadcast fusion media degree. We're the only one that does that. When you come to HU, you're able to really open your field and to be not just a reporter.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park here. Bethel currently leads Mount Vernon 3-0. We'll see number 6, Josh Gillum, up for Bethel. In other Crossroads League action, we have Marion versus Taylor. Can you give us a little update on that game, Logan Hunt?
Yeah, of course. Taylor, Marion, and a bit of a fun one here. Marion up already 3-0 on Taylor University, and have 6 hits on Taylor. Taylor batting about 182. Marion batting 400 so far. That's top of the 4th. Marion up 3-0 on Taylor, and what would be a mild upset. Marion ranked 3rd, Taylor ranked 2nd. So mild upset so far for Marion. Game nowhere near over, but interesting matchup there. Taylor always seems to find themselves down early. Let me see, a shot going to go out. That's going to be pushed foul there from Gillum and Bethel. But it's interesting that we have some upsets already. Bethel, the 8th seed, leading Mount Vernon Nazarene, who is the 4th seed, 3-0. I said Marion up 3-0 on Taylor, so upsets all around. Goshen, the 7th seed, looking to face Huntington, the 1 seed. That one's going to push through again for Gillum. That'll be an easy single for him right up the middle for the Pilots, who just keep on rolling.
Great job by Bethel so far. We've mentioned it time and time again, Logan, just getting great contact on really a lot of these pitches they're seeing, whether it be fly balls or even foul balls that have been just outside. They're still making relatively good contact.
Yeah, they're definitely making some good contact, putting them through. Brannick out far right side, foul territory, going to be caught. Nice play there from Montero. And another fly out there for Austin Brannick.
As we look out to center field, it doesn't look like the flags are moving at all, so no wind down here at Forest Glen Park for you.
A couple more clouds coming through into the sky, though. We had a clear day. Now, at pushing nighttime at 7 o'clock, we're coming on to some more clouds here and a little chillier weather as the sun starts to drop.
We'll see that one low and outside. You know, you think you have a left-handed pitcher and a left-handed hitter, Logan. You think Bryce might want to work the inside a little bit, but attacking the outside. We see one down the middle there to even it at a 1-1 count. 1 out currently with a man on first.
Yeah, nice breaking ball there from Arledge. And there's that outside, as you would expect, though, from lefty to lefty there. Ball going to be going away from Dis. Runner on first. Dis scooting one out to right field, just past first baseman. Now we'll move the runner to second, and a good single for the Pilots yet again.
Big hit there for Bethel. Man on first, and now with a guy on second. Only 1 out still, Logan, as we will see number 15 for Bethel, Heath Brookshire, a senior, come up.
And already the story to this one, Pilots with 7 hits, Mount Vernon with only 1, and like I said, we're still chugging away here at top of the 4th. Good first strike here from Arledge, though, trying to get ahead of the count.
And in this situation, I think from Brookshire, you really don't want him swinging at it. First thing he sees there with 2 guys on, only 1 out, kind of take the first pitch, maybe feel this at bat a little bit. We see a throw out to second, safe.
Quick play there, Richie. Like I said, looking for Montero, and Almost caught the Pilots looking there, and almost got the pick up there on second. Just couldn't quite get back in time to Gillum with a nice slide.
That's a play we've seen our very own Mike Crowley do quite a bit. We see a big swinging strike there. Move it up to a 1-2 count.
Like I said, these guys they're hitting big. These guys aren't looking for little ground outs or anything like that. Just making contact. They're looking to put some power behind these balls here. Great play from Montero. Looking to turn the double play. They're going to get this at second, so runners now on the corners with 2 outs. But a great play there from Montero. Otherwise, you got to think Gillum's coming home.
Yeah, by far a great job to get in front of that one and stop it. We'll see number 5, first baseman Mike Weather come up in this one.
Shooting this one foul, opposite side, and this is a big at bat here for Wather, and also Ardridge up there pitching away. Being down 3-0, you can come back from that, but you don't want to keep adding on these runs. It really starts to get in your head mentally if you're the Cougars. This one popped up, just gonna go foul.
I think more important than that, Logan, like you mentioned, Mount Vernon was down in the first game against Huntington, then got up, then let a late lead in that game go. So you don't want Bethel to get up big on you at all early here, because you got to think the guys mentally are already a little bit weak after that first game. We'll see the runner from first go, and that'll be in the middle between short and third base. That'll bring a run home. Move it up to 4-0 now. Runner will advance to third and first.
And what a play there. As you saw, the Bethel Pilots really looking to push there. As you saw number 15 there, Brookshire, looking to steal second. Caught the shortstop in his tracks. He fell to the ground. Bit of a misfortune there from the Cougars, but Wather getting the ball in play, and just like that, Brookshire getting 2 bases. So once again, runners on the corner with the run, 2 outs. And who else up to bat? Going to be Erla for the Pilots, who's having a phenomenal day so far.
Yeah, he's definitely been in a lot of the key situations so far that have got Bethel to score in this game. See a big swing there, but no contact. It'll move it to a 1-1 count. 2 outs, runners on the corner. We see a shot to left field, but I believe that'll be a routine fly ball out. From Forest Glen Park, we will have more conference action coming up.
The Global Initiatives degree that we're offering is seeking to equip folks who are interested in applying a ministry education to cross-cultural work. So somebody who's looking to do holistic ministry, somebody who's looking to engage in the business for transformation or business as missions model would find some equipping through our Global Initiatives degree.
Our Global Youth Ministries degree is designed to prepare people for leadership in youth ministry, quite simply anywhere in the globe. It's for men and women who are already in youth ministry, or for people who are simply preparing to lead youth ministry.
One of the things I like about the pastoral leadership track is that Luke and Karen, who worked on developing it, consulted with church leaders so that people preparing for ministry leadership in the church would have the skills and the knowledge that they need.
Some of what I'd want our program to be known for is being really clear-minded about linking our own program vision with the Lord's vision for His people and for the kingdom. What we want to do is be faithful to that which He's called us to. And some of that would be that we believe that the Church of Jesus Christ is going to be well served when it's populated and led by people who have stories of being reached by Christ and are now being well formed to follow him no matter what the cost.
And thank you for coming back here to Forest Glen Park here. We have the Bethel Pilots versus the home but not home Mount Vernon Nazarene. Score is currently 4-0 in Bethel's favor. King will deliver the pitch that is just high. Pitching to number 2, Nick Mosier. Mosier not having a bad day so far for Mount Vernon. Trying to get the bats going, as we'll see a bunt attempt there, but just a little bit low for his liking. That'll bring it to 2 balls, no outs, and no strikes. Good placement there by King on that pitch, as that'll be a strike to bring it to a 2-1 count. Mount Vernon definitely struggling with the bats so far in this game, as a team only batting 111, as we'll see a shot out to second base. Mosier will try to run it out, but not happening. That'll be a routine ground ball out. We'll see second baseman Jamie Montero come up. If you flash back to the last half inning, he had a huge ground ball save that got a man out at second, and more importantly, I think stopped another run from coming in that would have put another one up on the board here for Bethel.
Yeah, that was a huge play that he made, really holding them there. Pilots, though, still in control of this one, up 4-0, and I'll see Montero up to bat, looking to get things started. There's only 1 hit on the day for Mount Vernon. That came from Patton, as we mentioned. So far, Bethel really just been in control of this matchup. Really just seemed like they're wanting this maybe a little more. Just seeing a little more pep in their step, and the dugout getting a little more into it for the Pilots. It seems like Mount Vernon didn't quite get the memo maybe that their season was on the line.
See a high foul ball there over behind the Mount Vernon dugout. Bring the count to 2-1. King definitely having himself a good game so far. Not really letting anybody from Bethel outside of Patton do anything. We'll see another fly ball there.
And a quick update for you. Marion still on top of Taylor, 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be keeping our eye on that one here at Forest Glen Park. Obviously, one of the big premier teams in the Crossroads League is going to be eliminated today. As we see Montero putting one out to center. Good hit, but the Pilots getting underneath it. That's going to be Pilots making the play.
Nice to see Mount Vernon actually get some relatively good contact on that, though. I mean, never nice to see an out, but I mean, the contact just hasn't been there at all today, Logan.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of foul tips. They just haven't quite spotted it enough. And now you got to think everyone's coming through in their next rounds on King. They've seen how he pitches, seen his release point. And you got to think eventually they're going to get some more to fly out there.
See number 7, Aaron Saul up for Mount Vernon. Pitch just a little bit outside. Excuse me. Still in the strike zone.
That one's sliding down. 0-2 count. King got himself ahead in the count here. Saul with the grounder just past second base. And another routine out at first for the Pilots. Cougars can't quite get anything going as we end the 4th. Pilots up 4-0.
The alumni office at Huntington University is really here to stay in touch with the alumni and graduates, as well as provide resources to them so they can reconnect. It's just really important to us that we keep in touch with them and then let them know what's going on campus as well, things that they might want to continue to stay involved with or maybe participate in an alumni gathering.
I started getting involved as an alumni board member, and we would do various projects throughout the university, throughout the year. Just being able to meet people who graduated and to listen to their stories about the university, back then the college, and how it's grown today, it's really an honor and a privilege to be a Forester. I knew that this was going to be the university that I was going to graduate from, and I have friends here that will be lifelong.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park. Bethel Pilots up early, 4-0 on Mount Vernon. We'll be coming in on the top half of the fifth. A little bit of the midway point so far. Bethel has certainly, I don't know if you want to say dominated, but almost taken Mount Vernon out, as we'll see a shot there. Just can't get that out past the shortstop. Reaches the outfield. That'll be a single there. Coming up next will be number 11 for Bethel, Eric Kelver. With a man on first, you gotta be thinking Kelver's looking to be doing some action here. Hopefully put one up in the air, as we will see a strike there. Looked like a little bit of a check swing, but just enough to call that. Kelver currently down 0-1 in the count. Make that 0-2 after a big swinging strike. Bryce has definitely done a great job for Mount Vernon on the plate, though. Tried to limit these Pilots, but just a couple errors so far has hurt them. As we'll see one up the middle. That'll be another single there. Put two men on base, one on first, one on second. That'll bring up number 22 for Bethel, Galloway, Galloway so far has had a decent game. Struck out on a big opportunity at first. Just couldn't get a lot going in his favor, but not doing so bad. We'll see a bunt attempt there. Easy out to first, but that'll advance the runners to second and third, one out.
Beautiful baseball there from the Pilots as well. Saw runners on first and second. You know, they did this last time in the second inning, where they just kept moving the runners around, forcing Mount Vernon's defense to make the play. This time they made the play to first. We saw them last time try to go to third. This time you got runners on second and third, only one out. Pilots poised to score here in this inning.
Right fielder number 6, Josh Gillum, is up. He's a sophomore out of Delphi, Indiana, and that's a shot out to center.
And they're going to bring him home. Losing it down the outfield was Mosier, and 2 runs coming in for the Pilots.
They'll expand the lead to 6-0 in Bethel's favor.
Couple ribbies there for Gillum. Single, 2 RBIs. Gotta like it if you're a Pilots fan, and that's exactly what it's gonna do for you when you put those bunts down. It's the small things that can lead to the big things here for the Pilots, and so far since the first inning, they've scored in every single inning since. Up 6-0 with 11 hits already. 3 errors on the part of the Cougars. Just not their night right now.
We'll see an inside pitch there. It'll be a ball for number 2, Austin Brannick. Man on first, 1 out. That'll be a strike. Good job to locate the strike zone there, Logan.
Yeah, definitely a good job there finding where it is. And a little surprised here already with it being 6-0. We haven't seen any activity in the bullpen for Mount Vernon as Brannick takes a wild swing there. He's had 3 flyouts already in this contest.
Yeah, and watching Bryce on the mound, he really doesn't look like he's shaking or really frustrated at all. Just hasn't got a couple things going his way. As we'll see one escape the shortstop to outfield. That'll be a single. Move the runner up to second.
And that was Brant Miller trying to make the play, and like I said, advances the runner for Bethel. And that's been the story of this contest. Like I said, already with 12 hits. We're in the top of the 5th. Those bats just staying hot. And you got to think maybe a little bit of their advantage was playing back-to-back. So like I said, they're just coming off a big win against Spring Arbor. Where once again, they were playing for their lives, and the bats got hot and have continued to stay hot. Mount Vernon hadn't played since noon, had to sit on it for a little bit.
We'll see a strike taken there by number 13, Brandon Diss. He's a freshman outfielder. Nice to see a freshman getting a little playing time here, Logan.
Yeah, both of these teams are really young. I mean, both of them play a lot of underclassmen with the Pilots and the Cougars, and you got to think in a couple years these guys are going to be real contenders in the Crossroads League. 0-2 count here for Arledge. So he gets himself in front of the count. 1 out, runners on first and second. Looking for a big swing. And almost got Diss chasing there. You saw Diss having to pull it back.
Looked like he wanted that one, but just held off a little bit, and that's definitely something from a pitcher standpoint you love to see.
And this time, brought it back inside. Diss just making some contact, staying alive in the box.
2 men on with a 1-2 count. 1 out right now. Top of the 5th inning. Definitely has been a lot of action on Bethel's side, and we'll see a out there. Good job by Montero to chase that one down, but once again, that'll advance the runners to second and third.
Yeah, once again, just good baseball, moving the runners again. That's exactly what you're looking for. Now you got 2 runners in scoring position. And if you're Brookshire, you get a big hit here, you could really just open this game up.
And Brookshire's definitely done his fair share today, Logan. We'll see one way outside there.
You see Brookshire in the box. It looks like just stands straight up, just ready for any pitch coming his way. Not much bend at the knee at all. Arledge trying to work that outside to in. 2-0. 2 outs here in the 5th.
See a big swing there from Brookshire. No contact made though. They'll bring up to a 2-1 count. 2 outs. 2 men on. Definitely another situation we feel like Bethel's been in almost all day, Logan.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. I see the Pilots have been really smart about taking pitches. Anything over the plate, they're really looking for it, and past that, they really have a nice eye on that strike zone. And there's that big hit out there to left field. That's going to bring 2 runs in. Brookshire turning second, and he will get there straight up.
Big hit there by Brookshire, bringing 2 runs, but
2-run double there for Brookshire, like you said. And the Pilots opening this one up 8-0 with 13 hits, 4 runs already in the top of the 5th. We've seen some activity now going on in the bullpen for Mount Vernon, and that's all she wrote for Arledge. As we're going to take a quick break from here at Forest Glen Park, we'll let the pitching change happen. I'm Logan Hunt. Alongside we have Ryan Lockhart. We have more Crossroads League action when you return.
Chapel is important because it gives us that moment as a corporate body to come together, to be unified under one sole purpose, and that purpose being the worship of God. You know, we have many different majors, many different job responsibilities that we do here, but the one thing that we all have in common is our love and affinity for the Lord. And it's it's important because it gives us an opportunity to express that at the same time in the same location. And so there are some elements that are important to have as a foundation in any service. Number one is Jesus. If Jesus isn't magnified, glorified, honored, and worshiped in any setting, then that's not the type of service that we want to have demonstrated here. So Christ has to be the chief cornerstone of everything that we do in the service. It flows around, it receives its instruction from Christ. So my real answer is Jesus. Jesus has to be present, right? And we who facilitate, whether it's Joyful Noise, whether it's myself speaking or other speakers, I hope that we are being guided and led by the Holy Spirit. So, yeah, that's how I would say it's good.
My name is James Parker and I'm from Port Elizabeth, South Africa. I'm majoring in exercise science under the Department of Kinesiology.
My name is Paris Williams and my major is sports and exercise studies.
Our department really comes in two different areas. The exercise science area, which is interested in the medical aspects of exercise. And the other side of the department looks at recreation and sport management.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park after this pitching change. Bethel's currently up 8-0. We will have Mark Rader come in, a freshman out of Grove City, Ohio. He will be pitching to number 5, Mark Werther for Bethel.
Yeah, Mark Rader, the freshman, gonna get some valuable time here. Not too much pressure on him. The Cougars find themselves down 8-0 and can get some good tournament experience. They see Wather up to bat. Like I said, the Pilots never stopped from their hot streak against Spring Arbor. Just the last game, as we've had 3 games so far being played here at Forest Glen Park. Huntington winning the first and Bethel winning the second. And this game far from over, but Pilots in full control.
You gotta remember, we do have a man on second. There's 2 outs currently. We'll see a high fly ball. It'll be taken for an easy out there. Bethel leads 8-0. Come back for more conference action.
So one of the things that's kind of fun about our department is we have regular gatherings. We call them Friday at Fairchild's house, and Dr. Mark Fairchild hosts these gatherings for our majors. We get together, I guess it's about once a month.
First I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, we're gonna go hang out at a professor's house. But for my Greek class, he offered extra credit if we would go. So I was like, it's worth it. I'll take some friends with me and try it out. And it was a ton of fun.
I think that's one thing that's kind of unique about Huntington. We really are able to joke and get to know each other outside of the classroom on a personal level. We really become friends, I think, with our students.
The experience of being able to sit in a professor's house and engage in scholarly discussion and informal discussion over something faith-based is, I think, very unique to this university.
Welcome back to the Glen here at Huntington University. I'm Logan Hunt, Longspoon, joined by Ryan Lockhart. So far, the Pilots out and soaring over the Cougars, up 8-0 with 13 hits already on the day. Up to bat, though, you have Patton for the Cougars, has that lone hit already. King still pitching away. First ball going to be a little high.
Pitch count doesn't look bad for King, though, as that'll be his 57th pitch of the not at bat, of the game. Excuse me there.
And this one outside for King. Still, though, I see the competitive spirit here from the Cougars. And again, outside for King. Gonna have to get these pitches up 3-0.
Mount Vernon's just struggled all around, just hitting just really not anything at all. Outside of pounds one, they've really haven't made a lot of contact with the ball at all.
When you flip that, Bethel has made about every contact possible, hitting around 450 as a team already in this contest. Another pitch right over the middle. So we see Patton getting the walk. Stott now up to bat for Mount Vernon.
And you got to be thinking Stott wants to maybe get a fly ball or really just make contact to get Patton to move up to second, maybe even third here if he can get it out deep enough and maybe a fielding error. But you just, on Mount Vernon's side, you want to see something happen for him, Logan, as they've just struggled all day.
Yeah, they really have struggled just a bit. King's starting to lose control a little bit of his ball, though. So you got to think Mount Vernon might be able to capitalize. We see Stout hitting this one up in the air. Out in foul territory, going to be caught for the first out of this inning. And King, like I said, getting as many strikes, but still working the game well. Now up to bat for the Cougars, going to be Corey Gold, the senior, out of Marysville, Ohio. First pitch once again outside of the strike zone.
Corey Gold grounded into a double play on his last at bat. Got to be thinking he doesn't want to do that again because, man, that would just kill any momentum with this runner on that Mount Vernon has in their favor.
Yeah, Mount Vernon not out of this one yet. Just need to string together a couple runs here and start chipping away. I said it's going to be hard to do here with how well the Pilots have played defensively, however. Another pitch down and away there. 3-1 count.
You notice King taking his time for sure on really all of these pitches this inning, Logan.
Yeah, really just slowing it down, trying to find those spots again. Another foul ball towards Bethel Pilots dugout. So we've hit the midway point in this match. Now is when Mount Vernon really needs to start trying to kick it into gear.
You see the sun setting a little bit as other than a few spots, it's pretty much just in right field.
And Gold going to get one to slip through for a single, and now we have runners on first and second with only one out.
That'll bring up number 17, Kobe Miller, another freshman on this team from Millersburg, Ohio. We'll see Galloway go out and have a little chat with King. You wouldn't think King would be too rattled so far as he's only allowed 2 hits and the walk in this game.
Saying now's the time to really shine, though, if you're Mount Vernon. You got 2 runners on. trying to get some runs poured in, but you want to make King pitch to you. I said he struggled so far in this inning. He's gone the distance so far.
Still only have 1 out, 1 ball so far. That'll even it up at 1-1.
Again, if you're Kobe Miller, don't want to look to swing at anything outside here. Takes a nice hit there. Just couldn't quite get around it all the way. Going to be a foul ball.
Definitely a big spot here for Miller, who is a freshman, as we've mentioned. Like you said, Logan, both these teams are pretty young, so definitely a good job here, tournament experience for later on in their athletic careers.
And again, King throwing outside. Moving a little quicker now, though, King is. Next pitch, Miller getting a hold of. Maybe another foul, really defending. Full count, though, 3-2. 1 out. Runners on first and second for the Cougars. Big opportunity now. Miller slicing it to third base. Throwing to second. And getting the force out on Patton. And the Pilots come up big to end the 5th inning. 8-0, Pilots on top. We'll be back with more action.
If you look at a variety of the research regarding the top skill sets that employers are looking for, communication always ranks top 5. Many times it's the top 3. These are skills that are far more important, not only in job, but in life, in family context, in social context, in professional contexts.
One thing that's different about Huntington University as a Christian college is that we have a journalism major. Other Christian universities and the Council of Christian Colleges and Universities have a communication major in which you then sub-specialize in these different areas. We have an actual major in journalism, an actual major in public relations, an actual major in communication studies.
Teachers try to.
We're back here at Forest Glen Park. I'm Logan Hunt. Alongside me I have Ryan Lockhart as the Bethel College Pilots all over Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars 8-0 going into the 6th inning. Still Mark Rader on the mound. Throwing this one out wide. Up to bat is Morgan Erla, the senior for the Pilots, who's had a great game so far. Breaking ball there from Rader. Dropping in. Erla taking the hit, third base. Saul with it out to first base, and an easy out for the Cougars. We're looking to try to gain some momentum, but the Pilots cutting it off last inning. It was monumental for what could be a possible comeback for Mount Vernon. Affolter up to hit now for the Pilots. Swing and a miss from him. Ball was outside, but caught chasing. As we have a score update for you as well. Top of the 6th inning. And the other game going on at Taylor. I'll wait just a second here. Affolter going to get thrown out at first, so 2 up, 2 down. But Marion and Taylor all knotted up at 3 apiece, as Taylor has stormed back in this one, scoring 2 runs in the 4th and 1 run in the 5th. We're at the top of the 6th. Marion still looking to try to take care of business there, all tied up at 3. So we'll keep you the heads up on that one. If we get back to this one, Pilots, let's set up 8-0. And another hit, right, to Aaron Saul, and again going to first base. So Saul to Patton for 3 straight outs, and we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more Crossroads League action when we return.
At Lakeview Middle School, I'm a 7th grade language arts teacher. I primarily teach 12, 13, and sometimes 14-year-olds reading and writing.
One of the unique things about the teacher education program at Huntington University is the relationships that are developed between the faculty and students.
They are super thoughtful people. They want to be a part of your life. They want to, be your mentor and help you through this process of becoming the best teacher that you could possibly be.
I have a very good relationship with a lot of my professors from Huntington, and I think that's because they asked me questions that were even outside of the classroom. And then after class, I wanted to tell them about things that were going on in my life and the exciting things with teaching.
Because our class sizes are small, we get to know them as people, we get to know their strengths, weaknesses, because then we know how best to help them. And it also simply makes the whole experience a lot more enjoyable.
I still use a lot of the activities I learned with them with my students today. And so it was really helpful to have that time with them, and especially those conversations with them. I think that Huntington prepared me incredibly well for the teaching position I have now. From the beginning of when I started at Huntington, I felt like it was a place where I was able to grow as an individual.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park. I'm Logan Hunt. Along with me, I have Ryan Lockhart. We have second round action for you here in the Crossroads League Tournament. Bethel Pilots on top of the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars 8-0. So we have Richie up to bat now for the Cougars. King still on the mound for the Pilots. First pitch strike for him as well. He's getting back to dialed in. We saw King struggle a little bit in the last inning. Cougars got a couple runners on base but couldn't convert. Going out on a double play as King coming back. Head of the count, 0-2.
Other than that last half inning, Logan, King's done a relatively good job throughout the game of mixing his pitches as well as speed as well as location. We see one out to left field there. That'll be a single for number 24, Drew Ritchie. Another hit on the board there for Mount Nazarene.
As we'll see, the courtesy runner coming in now. And that'll be Chris Bacon for Mount Vernon. But yeah, King was starting to speed things up a little bit on the mound there after 2 quick strikes, and Richie took it for granted and put one out there to left for the 3rd hit of the day for Mount Vernon.
The man on first, we'll see if King slows his approach once again.
Foul ball here from Miller. And I think you're right. I think we're going to see King slow his approach just a little bit.
Give a little look over to first base.
Miller popping one out to left field. Routine grab and out for the Pilots. First out of this inning. Bacon going to stay on first.
Just not far enough to keep him, or to let him tag up there. Number 2, Nick Mosier, will come back up. He's the original leadoff hitter of this order, Logan, as we'll see a ball there. 1 out currently for Mount Vernon. Man on first.
Again, we're going to see King go back outside. Miller getting his bat on it. 1-1 count. So far, the Pilots really come back strong today, as it is, taking down Spring Arbor 8-2. Already have 8 runs. Really seeing the ball well. This one nearly getting away from Galloway.
Good job there to stay in front of it, though, and not get an error on their side of the diamond. As we've mentioned multiple times, the 3 errors on Mount Vernon's part has really put them in, really, I would say, this hole they're currently in, Logan.
Yeah, I'd say they're definitely in a little bit of a hole here. 3-1 pitch on its way, though, here from King. Got to think he's going to look inside. There's the hit. Looking to turn the double play. And they do. Pilots again coming up big defensively to round out the 6th inning. 8-0. Pilots still in full control of this matchup.
What makes the HU music department special, I think, is basically the people that make up the department.
It's like we're one big family. Instead of just friends coming together to sing and do music work, it's more like we're a family, like just brothers and sisters.
Students have an opportunity to bond with one another, being a smaller group. It gives us a chance to interact more closely with the students, to answer all their kinds of questions that might arise.
The professors are really knowledgeable, very talented, and you can tell that they really care about individual students.
We incorporate the community sometimes, so it's really good to get to meet new people from Huntington and throughout the community and just to work with everyone.
The choir performs lots of times out in area churches. The function of what we do here at Huntington is to try to make musicians and also God-honoring musicians.
It's very much a supportive community in the HU music department. So not only are you getting an excellent music education.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park here. The Bethel Pilots currently lead Mount Vernon Nazarene 8-0 as we see the first pitch in there by Raider. That'll be a strike.
Zinger coming through there. Second one, breaking ball. Working really well for him. Off to a great start here in the 7th.
Galloway kind of laughed that one off, as looks like he thought that was a little bit too far outside, as that one was. Bring the count to 1-2.
And Raider pitching quickly here, trying to find a routine and work with it. Went 2 strikes, now 2 balls. Really working the count. There's a shot out to center field. Mosier underneath it. Makes the snag, but Galloway almost getting all of that one.
Routine fly out there, though, for Mosier out in center. No mix up there on that one between center field and right field.
You have Josh Gillum up to bat now. Sophomore from Delphi. Pitch going to be outside there from Raider. Righty on righty action here. This one, though, going to be good for a strike. Surprised we saw Gillum there. We had to hold back that swing, that one drifting high on him.
Looked like he definitely wanted to get contact onto that one, though.
And again, inside. 3-1 count.
Raider just can't seem to locate the strike zone this inning.
Another one well inside, up and in. As Glen will take his base.
It'll bring up Brandon Diss.
Ryder going to take a second here on the mound. Really collect himself. We'll see Brannock in the box now for the Pilots. Watching the first one fly by for a strike. As the sun really starting to set behind these trees. No more sunshine on the field as we see Brannock pushing one out to left center. And that will be caught for the Cougars. So 2 outs already, top of the 7th. Now we're going to see Brandon Diss up to bat, the lefty.
Still sees we got a man on first. 2 outs, but so far Raider hasn't done too bad with the pressure of a man on. As see a little throw over. He'll be safe though.
That was pretty close though. Raider got it over there rather quickly. This one shot out opposite side and gonna go foul. That one was close. A couple more feet and might have had himself a home run there.
And we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, straight out to center field is definitely not the ideal spot you want to really lift any of them in the air, Logan.
Yeah, not at all. You see Diss putting one right to shortstop, out at second. Now retire. Top half of the inning. 8-0 still, Pilots in control of this matchup between the Mount Vernon University Cougars.
Dr. Tanner Babb. I'm an assistant professor of psychology and also the head of the psychology department. Psychology is really a study of the self. It's a study of how our mind works, how we relate to people, friendship, dating, intimacy, conflict, and it's a class that meets college students right where they are. We have a very unique approach to teaching psychology, and I think it's also a very tight-knit program. It's a very close community, and I think a lot of students come to Huntington because they want a lot of individual attention. They want the opportunity to be able to talk with the professor, to build a relationship, and to be able to talk more about their education than just what occurs in class. And because of a lot of our students' specific interests, and with a smaller program, we really do try to tool what students are learning to what they plan to do after they graduate. It's just a blast to teach because I'm able to have conversations with students as they go through relationships, as they struggle with friendships, as they try to figure out family relationships, and it really just hits at the heart of current struggles that they have. And students always leave that class feeling a lot more prepared just to be college students and prepared for the vocations they're going into. So I'm very happy if my students leave Huntington knowing how to integrate their faith with psych, but also feeling very well prepared for fields where they get to work with people.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park here. The Bethel Pilots still leading 8-0. The stretch inning here. We'll see. King is still on the mound. Currently pitching to number 18, Jamie Montero.
Yeah, Montero got the best of him last time, and we'll see what happens here. King's been dialed in almost all game, not giving up a run. Only 3 hits. One count. King painting the corner there. Expect Montero now to protect.
Montero's definitely a guy, when you look at the hitting categories, Logan, shows up in almost all of them, except for runs.
There's a shot. Deep right side and at the warning track, making the grab. Montero, though, just lifting that one. And just a few feet away from what would have been a big home run for him. Tough break, but a great hit there.
Yeah, and you definitely think if Montero could have got that one to go over the fence, he might have been able to sway some momentum.
The one chopping through. Brannick looking to make the throw. The stretch out. Mount Vernon not thinking so. Aaron Saul gonna be called out. Brannick made a great grab there, but the throw was a little short, but Wather, give him credit. So 2 plays there where the Cougars got a hold of the ball. Just good defensive plays for the Pilots. This pitch going to be outside.
We'll see Patton come up. So far, he's been the most reliable guy for Mount Vernon with this bat. He's got a walk and singled to center earlier in his first at-bat. Got a 1-1 count with 2 outs. King once again in full control of Mount Vernon.
The hit right to King, goes past his glove. Second baseman picking it up. Stretch again from Wather. And again, keeping the big toe on. And that's how the 7th inning will come to a close. Pilots still on top of the Cougars, 8-0. I'm Logan Hunt, alongside me have Ryan Lockhart. And this has been Crossroads League Tournament action.
My name is Anita Gray, and I'm the director. My absolute passion is teaching students how to use credible sources. I ask them questions, have you thought about this, have you thought about that? And all of a sudden that light bulb goes on and they go, aha, and they get it. I don't think there's any better feeling in the profession than that. It's just so exciting to watch a student go through the process of learning. I've had several students and faculty say, you know, I went down and looked for this book and I found another one that looks really interesting. So I decided to check that one out too. Or I need to look a little bit more in my subject area because there are some really good materials down there. I liken it in some ways to Alice in Wonderland. You fall into the hole of the area of your study, and Alice had constant discovery. She had to have constant discovery because strange things were happening to her. She had to learn how to get out of them or how to deal with them. And that's the same way with learning. You when you start falling into that hole of a topic and you need to learn more and you need to find out more and you have to do this. And
And welcome back to Forest Glen Park. We will start the top half of the 8th inning. Bethel still leading 8-0.
Yeah, it's been a fun one so far. The Pilots really laying on some runs there early on, and we've kind of been on cruise control since. Mount Vernon just playing some of these younger guys and hoping to get some experience. Still battling, though.
Number 15, Brookshire, still up for Bethel as we see a big rip there from him. It'll even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to get a hold of that one and maybe send it sailing.
Low and outside, move the count to 2-1. Raider hasn't pitched terribly in his time in the game, Logan.
No, he's had pretty good control so far. Only had 1 walk. So we see Bethel again getting a hold of this one, shooting it all the way out to center. Bouncing all the way to the warning track, and yet again, the Pilots getting another hit, and saw Mosier playing really far in. Maybe need to be a little deeper there. Nonetheless, though, great hit there from Glen. Mathia, the first baseman, now up to bat. He's made some great grabs over on first base early in the inning.
Hopefully he can do something with his bat here at this time up at the plate. Last time he popped one up to third. We see a wild pitch there.
We're going to see Brookshire trot on over to third after that.
With nobody out and Brookshire at third, you definitely got to keep an eye. Maybe a fly ball deep enough out could definitely score him.
Raider with a strike here. Going way outside, getting away. Tag. Gonna be made at the plate. Brookshire tried slipping in home. Not to be done. Raider right on top of it.
Great throw there by Richie to spot him and just get him out there. Thought Brookshire might be able to bring it in, but just not happening. We'll see. Pitch come in. It'll be low and just outside as that'll move it to a 2-1 count. Now 1 out and another one low and outside. You got to be thinking Raider losing a little bit of control this inning so far.
Although that one on the corner there, where they're just watching it sink in. Full count now with 1 out. Big pitch coming from Raider. Way they're going right to short. Miller with the throw to Patton. And there's another out for the Cougars. 2 outs on the board. Top of the 8th. So far, a couple scoreless innings after the Pilots really broke it open to start. Erla up to bat now. This one going to be fouled out to the dugout.
Some Crossroads League action. Marion and Taylor over in Upland, Indiana right now. Scoreboard. Marion's currently up 5-3 over Taylor.
And that's big time there for Marion. As we mentioned, their team got themselves ahead. Taylor fighting back, putting up 2 runs in the top of the 6th for the Knights and find themselves up by 2. Taylor with 3 errors on the day already. Very not typical at all for the Trojans.
Looks like Taylor's kind of hurt himself with 3 errors in that game, though. Definitely have to keep you updated as we see a high fly ball here just behind second base. That'll be another out. With the score at 8-0 still, we'll be back with more action from Forest Glen Park.
Being a theater major is so much more than singing and dancing. It's about telling a story with your performance. It's about engaging with the audience.
When I put on my dancing shoes, I feel a rush. Suddenly, all the pain and sweat from rehearsals is worth it.
Theater demands a lot from a person, what with the long days, exhausting practices, and sore body parts. However, it's got a lot of rewards. Like when I'm getting ready for a performance in front of my boudoir, it hits me. With every stroke of makeup I put on, I realize that there is no place I'd rather be.
Making an audience come alive through our acting, dancing, and singing is an irreplaceable feeling. Being a theater major is a thrilling experience that comes with emotions and excitement. It is during practices that bonds grow stronger.
When I go out there.
Welcome back at Forest Glen Park. I'm Logan Hunt. Along with me, I have Ryan Lockhart. We kept you updated all day long on scores going on. Huntington beating Mount Vernon Nazarene in our noon game. Then following that, you saw a fun one with Bethel and Spring Arbor. Bethel taking that one. And now we see Bethel and Mount Vernon Nazarene taking on each other. Bethel up 8-0 and looking to eliminate another Crossroads League opponent from tournament play. First pitch, strike for King on the mound, bottom of the 8th. This one popped up, pushing foul territory and caught by the third baseman, Eric Telver, fresh into the game. First out there. We have the 8th for Mount Vernon. Up to bat, we see Corey Gold, the senior.
Now batting the left fielder, number 11, Corey Gould.
Gold so far on the day, not too great, but not too terrible. Really just like the rest of Mount Vernon, just haven't been able to make contact at all.
Yeah, Kings really had the best of the Cougars so far, it feels like. And looks like they might let him go the distance as well. They let McPherson go the distance against Spring Arbor. Third pitch strike there from him. 1-2 count for King. This one outside, but gets Gould swinging. Another strikeout for the sophomore, Josh King. Having themselves a day.
Yeah, King's definitely been on outside of just about one inning, I would say, Logan. He let a couple of these hits get in, but really didn't get too rattled, kind of slowed his approach a little bit, just kind of kept chipping away at each guy and got himself out of the jam as we see one stay fair over to left field. And that'll be a single for Richie.
Yeah, good play there. Number 17, Kobe Miller. Able to push the opposite way. Only pulled a single out of it, though. Good defense once again from Bethel. Still 2 outs in the inning. And we're going to see Richie up to bat.
So far, King has definitely been, I would say, rather good on the mound, Logan. Right now he's at 101 pitches. Make that 102 after that pitch. So definitely putting in his fair share of work on the day.
Yeah, certainly has so far. But he's done a fantastic job at that. So with only 4 hits on you through 8 innings, it's not bad at all. No runs. Gonna be a 2-0 count coming up now for Richie. And like I said, no activity in the bullpen for the Pilots either. Looking like they're gonna let King go the distance on this one.
And I feel that's rightfully so, as well as he's pitched today. I don't think you can really tell a guy like this as we see another ball there to make it a 3-0 count.
Once again, if you're King, just put one over the plate here for the generous 3-0 count. So you see the catcher dropping that one. Gonna be a walk. And we'll see the courtesy runner Bacon back in for Richie. So runners on first and second, 2 outs here in the 8th. King looking to get out of this jam.
Mount Vernon, hopefully, definitely you got to think they're trying to get some action here from their bats as we see one lifted out to center field. That'll get down, though, for another out. Bethel will keep the lead at 8-0. We will be back here with more action.
When a family has to make one of the biggest decisions of their lives, they need more than a realtor.
I need a house.
They need an extraordinary team of experts working day in and day out to provide service and knowledge to get the job done right. Anything short of intensity, passion, and drive is unacceptable. Introducing the Ness Brothers, an unstoppable force of realtors here to turn the biggest decision of your life into a walk in the park.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bit of music.
Hello and welcome to FDN News. I'm Kelsey Cruz.
Hi everyone and welcome down to Forest Glen Park. I'm Logan Hines.
Hello, it's Hannah.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Forest Glen Park. Pitch outside there for Raider to start the 9th inning. Affolter up to bat.
Raiders definitely kept these Bethel bats relatively quiet since he's been in, Logan. No runs scored in his time in the game.
Really has calmed the storm here for Mount Vernon. That's one good for another strike. 1-2 count now. Top of the 9th.
With Bethel batting around 370, though, it's really hard to get anything going when a team is that hot.
This one not dropping down enough for the call. 2-2 count. Mount Vernon can't allow any more runs if they want a chance to come back in this one, make a late rally. And we'll see the strike there. Affolter getting the swing. Call down to the first base ump. So 1 out for the Pilots.
Nice strike out there for Raider.
Eric Kelver up to bat. Watching the first one. Break outside. Good for a strike, though.
Kelver last time up grounded out to third. We see one pop just foul. Overall, not a bad day, though, as he was a part of the little trio there that started the runs being scored in the 2nd inning, Logan. He was one of the ones that had a good bunt laid down.
Yeah, it was, and I said that's where they just opened it up wide for the Pilots. They started taking care of business after that.
See another foul ball there to bring the count to 0-2. 1 out. Top of the 9th inning. There's a swing there, but a drop ball, but he will be out at first.
So 2 outs there. Mount Vernon and Raider and company looking for one more. It'll be Cam Galloway up to bat, the senior from Fort Wayne. And a foul for him.
On Bethel's side, they've hit the ball really well. We've mentioned multiple times today. 14 hits on the day, Logan. That's big for any team in this conference right now.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Pilots hitting as well as anyone today, and we're starting to see it here. 1-2 count. This one up top. 2-2. Galloway still battling inside.
Raiders got 50 pitches on the day so far, make that 51.
As we see the full count. I think Raiders just going to try to drop one on the plate here. Galloway getting the foul there.
Good job of Galloway battling and staying in this at-bat, though, Logan.
Yeah, he's done a nice job defending well, not swinging at those high pitches. This one, take a shot out to center. Mosier, though, underneath it, makes the grab, and we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Pilots on top, 8-0. Possibly one last inning remaining for the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars.
When I set foot on Huntington's campus for the first time, I just knew that this was the place I was supposed to be, and that decision forever changed my life. I was a new Christian at the time, but I grew so much while I was at Huntington. I felt known and I felt valued there, and the education department was just so great. In fact, I found a job before I even graduated, and I believe that's because my classes at Huntington equipped me to do so. I'm fulfilling my goal of serving others through teaching, and because of Huntington's impact on me, I now have that desire to pass on those values to all my students.
In high school, my life felt empty in a way. I was living in a world full of temptations and distractions, and I needed to be transformed, I guess you could say. Here at Huntington, there are many ways that I experienced that transformation. As a film major, I feel encouraged by my friends, upperclassmen, and by my professors. Other students and staff are willing to pass on their knowledge, and that inspires me to do the same towards others. My ultimate goal in life is to become a filmmaker who gives back. I want to give people that energy and passion that I feel after watching a film. I want to go out in the world and give thanks to God for the gifts He has given me, making good art and be the spark of encouragement that can transform the lives of others.
I play volleyball and softball here at Huntington, and the girls I play with, I can tell that they care about me more than just an athlete. They care about me as a person, and I know the relationships I have with my teammates are friendships, and I'm going to have those for the rest of my life. And I think a huge part of that is due to the atmosphere that Huntington creates. My relationships with my professors in the education department are the exact same way. When I got my first official job offer for next year, the very first person I texted was one of my professors.
Welcome back to Forest Glen Park here. Bethel still leads Mount Vernon 8-0. We'll see if they can pull off the rally. We'll see. King is still on the mound, so you gotta think they're gonna let him finish this one out. See a grounder out to second. Routine ground play there by
Hey, you like that hustle, though, from Mosier. Really running that one out to first base. As Ryan, I think you have a score update for us from around the league.
Currently, Marion leads Taylor 8-3. They just put up 3 runs in the last half inning. That is the 7th inning to be exact. Marion just having a day at the plate, Logan. They're batting .375 right now.
So looking like Bethel and Marion are going to meet each other tomorrow at Taylor. It's like we have 2 games slated for tomorrow during the day. At noon, it's going to be Huntington taking on Goshen. Both teams undefeated so far in tournament play. And it's looking like if all things finish out here, it will be Bethel and Marion facing each other at Taylor. That game would be at 3 p.m. Once again, that's going to be played at Taylor University. It's a tough time, really, for Taylor, a host site here. Find themselves in a hole against Marion, and possibly the number 2 seed could be eliminated. As we see this one driven all the way back to the wall. Mount Vernon now with runners on first and second. That was Aaron Sale getting a hold of that one. So with 1 out, runners on second and third, and it's Montero and Saul. Like I said, King still on the mound. Up to bat's Patton.
We do see a little action over in the Bethel bullpen, though.
Yeah, you got to think King. Things just start getting out of hand. Always have to have someone ready to go. Said he's gone the distance here so far.
Got to think after 111 pitches, Logan, that arm's just not feeling as great as it once was.
Say 8 1/3 innings pitched already. Patton with the foul. Be a 1-1 count for him. Like we said, after tonight, only 4 teams going to be remaining in the Crossroads League Tournament after 2 days of play. 2 more days left to play as well. This one sliding inside, but on the ground. 2-1 count.
Patton definitely a guy that can put a ball in play here and maybe drive in one, if not both of these runs, as before the contest he did lead the team in batting average. We see a wild pitch there, but no advance by Montero on third. Good hustle there by King to run up on that to make sure there was any movement by Montero.
So a 3-1 count as King works his way back to the mound. Got to think the Pilots want their guy to finish it out. Just going to have to find his spot. Patton right to King. King making the throw to first. Watching Montero trying to sneak home and not looking to let any runs in on his watch. So the Pilots 1 out away from working their way to tomorrow, where they'll more than likely have a matchup with Marion Knights. Let's take a look at that one. Top of the 8th, Knights still up 8-3.
You got to think in the top of the 8th, Logan, Marion definitely likes where they're at, up 5 runs against Taylor.
And here comes the pop fly out to center field. Pilots calling everyone off, and they will finish this one out, winning 8-0 against the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars. As the Cougars will watch their seasons come to a close. But the Pilots deserve all the credit here, taking it away. As we recap a couple of the games, Huntington winning the first game here 6-5. Then the Pilots came in, took down Spring Arbor and Mount Vernon in dramatic fashion, working their way to the 3rd day of Crossroads League play. That'll do it for us here at Huntington University. It's our pleasure covering these games for you. I'm Logan Hunt. Alongside me, I have Ryan Lockhart, and for everyone here on the FDN Sports crew and the Huntington DMA department, we wish you all a good night.